Binge watch and learn on TRS Clips.
3 biggest historical mistakes made by Indian people.
Oh, lots of them, I think. The very fact that we
Trusted.
And we thought that the Europeans who came were just traders, and we involved them in our Gharelu conflicts and fight against one another, not realizing that they had larger ambitions. We didn't understand the intent of colonization and what it came here for, maybe that. Then our own constant mistrust, and that was not how it was, Ranveer, because I keep saying this all the time, that after the death of the Prophet, Islam went on a complete this one to conquer the whole world expedition, and within less than a century of his passing away, almost the whole of Central Asia, Northern Africa, all of this came under Islamic control and the might of the Caliph and the sword of Islam. And Islam spread from there till the very gates of India. But in India, it took them 500 years to set up the first Islamic Sultanate in 1206 with the Delhi Sultanate. In the interim, you had waves of attacks, whether it was the Arabs who came. They could occupy only a small part of Sindh in the Arab invasion of Sindh. But beyond Sindh, they could not occupy the rest of India. So who were the people who led those resistances? In my book called Bravehearts of Bharat, I actually document some of these unsung warriors, and people like Lalitaditya Mukta Pida of Kashmir. I don't know if you've heard of this name. So him, there was Yashovarman of Kannauj, and also there was an entire group of kings who formed alliances. Bappa Rawal, Pulakesin, Vikramaditya of the south and the western part of India, Danti Durga from the Rashtrakutas, all of them forming alliances to ensure that the Arabs were pushed out, and beyond Sindh they could not occupy much. Then when the Turkic invasions happened of Muhammad Ghazni and Ghori and all of that, you had several people, including a woman called Naiki Devi of Gujarat, a woman Chalukya queen of Gujarat, who in 1178, in what was known as the Battle of Kasarhada, actually defeated Muhammad Ghori. And Ghori was so ashamed to be defeated by a lady that he never turned back towards Gujarat. So you had, as I said, for 500 years, you had lots of resistance, pushback against invasions of every kind. And it took them that long, 5 centuries, to establish their dominance, whereas other parts of the world had succumbed within a few decades after the Prophet's going. So that showed that there was something in us. There was that resilience. There were that forming alliances. They were fighting with each other, but when an external force came, they all got together and grouped. So that sense of camaraderie somehow went away as we succumbed to invasions. We started distrusting, fighting among ourselves,
And it still goes on today.
Egos, all of that, and insecurity, suspicious about each other, and that is what was capitalized by the invader. Carnatic wars, which you had in the 18th century, where the English and the French were fighting in succession wars of the Nizam, the Nawabs of Arcot, Mysore, all these kingdoms. It was a potpourri for disaster. And so history, I think, shows us also a mirror where we can say these mistakes we shouldn't recommit, because as they famously say, history repeats itself because no one was listening to it the first time.
So TRS Clips has all sorts of videos and all sorts of playlists. Make sure you explore the channel by subscribing and heading to our homepage and reading through all the playlists. Happens through curiosity.